Man, let me tell you something. If you don't own a home, it's gotta make you super upset. I ain't even gonna say the word in terms of what they're doing with housing here in the United States. I mean, look at this. You've got houses like this. We know they're $200,000 homes. It doesn't take, anybody to be able to see that, right? Homes like this were selling just 2, 3 years ago for 200,000. Now they're 400 grand. And you're probably out there working your tail off every single day trying to make ends meet. And this is the type of stuff that they're doing with the American economy. It's got to make you upset. And when is enough enough? It seems like we are headed for the ultimate battle between the haves and the have nots. And, it's honestly upsetting because for the people who actually do have homes, I see it in the comments all the time. Those people are sniveling. You'll never be able to own a home. You'll be a renter forever. Okay, we'll see what happens. But you know what time it is. Drop the track. What's up, everybody? MJ, Market Genius, another great video today. Today, we're going to be talking about the truth of buying a home in a major market because I know most people live in like Atlanta or DC, LA, New York, somewhere around the entire country, right? And you're probably trying to figure out, what do I need to do to buy a home in the major market? And the truth is, hey, the major markets are like a shopping mall, baby. I'm gonna stop calling these places cities and start calling them shopping malls because no matter whether you live in DC or New York or Chicago or any of these major cities, all you get to do is just spend your money and pay for overpriced stuff like this. And honestly, it's very upsetting for the average American because it seems like nobody gets to keep up anymore. For the people who are waiting on the sidelines, waiting for interest rates to go down, it just seems like you're never going to get a break, right? And you know what the worst part is? There are people who calling for the interest rates to go down. And when interest rates go down, these things are going to shoot probably through the roof again. If they let interest rates go down too fast, houses like this, instead of them being 400 right now, they're going to shoot all the way up to $800,000. And a lot of people are just going to be completely left behind, which is, it's just upsetting. I mean, is this what you all are voting for? Is this what you all had planned when we put the current person in office? And I'm not getting political on this channel, but is this what you envision America would be? Busting your tail to be able to try to buy a home, and you come to try to get a home, and next thing you know, they tell you that homes like this, $3,500 a month, right? Is that something that you can afford? $3,500 a month, is that what you really want to spend on your next home, right? Now, a lot of people have been saying that right now is the perfect time to buy a home. And honestly, if you've been watching my channel, I completely disagree. Now, I know that, the Shark Tank lady came out, and I talked about that in the other video, saying that this is the perfect time to really be able to buy a home. And, it's ultimately your choice on what you want to do. But at 8% interest rates, right? Are you jumping out here really trying to make stuff happen? Are you really trying to get out here and pay, 4 grand a month for a home? Not to mention, they keep telling you that there's no inventory. But as far as the eye can see, especially in this neighborhood and all the other neighborhoods that we've been filming, they're building like crazy. So who's going to be the people living in these homes? Is it going to be you? You're going to pony up to $4,000 a month to be able to live in these homes? I don't know. When is enough enough, folks? Right now they're forecasting that we are going to have a major recession hit the United States in the next year. That's going to crash the stock market, and it is going to wreak havoc on these housing prices. So what do you think? Are you on the sidelines waiting to make something happen? Are you on the sidelines, waiting for prices to come down? Are you working your tail off trying to see what's going to happen next? And Next thing they know, they tell you that a recession is going to come, right? What is your ultimate goal? What do you think is going to happen? Let's look at all these lots out here, right? As far as the eye can see, as far as the eye can see, they've got lots available. Let's take a look at one of these houses, right? We're going to take a look at one of these houses because I honestly, I can't imagine that people are literally out here and this is what they're getting, you know, 400 grand. And they're telling people that you can do, you do a buy down, right? You can do a buy down, of course. Look at this house right here. This one's available. It's completely built. It's already, got a lot of furnishings in here and everything. Hey, you look for a ranch? Look for a ranch. Come check this one out. Right here. 400 grand, folks. Right? And not to mention, this isn't up in Atlanta where we're at. We're actually right here in Stockbridge. But they're forecasting that we are going to have a major recession hit in 2024. What do you think? You think that housing prices are just going to continuously keep going up with no end, right? Do you think that we're just going to always run up, and if you don't own a home, you're never going to be able to buy one? Let's take a look inside here. You tell me what you think. This is what 400 grand buys you these days. 8.5% rates. They're going to do the buy downs or whatever. Get a 12-month discount, right? But you tell me. Here's one room right here. It's like an office, right? It's like the size of an office. $3,500 a month, folks. Welcome to the new America. It's another room right here, right? Be good for a dog. But whoever pays, that's whoever stays. Got this recession coming. Next up, on the flip side of things, you got the Wall Street Journal reporting that there's never been a better time to rent a home instead of buying. Wow. So on one hand, you've got one crowd saying that you got to buy a house right now. Wall Street Journal says there's never been a better time to rent than buying. In fact, saying that it is 52% more expensive to buy a home right now than rent. Go figure, right? What are you renting for? For those of you who are renting right now, what's your monthly rent? Is it $3,500 a month? Is it $4,000 a month? And not to mention all the hidden costs of home ownership that nobody ever likes to talk about. Probably gonna get a little dark in here, right? We're in the primary bathroom here. Separate tub, separate shower, walk-in closet. $4,000 a month, folks. Welcome to the new America. $4,000 a month. But what do you think? Is it cheaper for you to rent right now than actually own a home? Right? Do you want these granite countertops that they buy by the ton? I'm sure the people who make granite are super happy. Same color, every house. 400 grand, $3,500 a month. You got some realtor telling you, some loan officer telling you, it's the absolute best time to buy. But it's cheaper to rent. In almost every major city across the United States, it's cheaper to rent. Imagine that. Now, if you don't have enough on your plate right now, CNBC just released an article talking about the top 10 most stressed states in America. The top 10 most stressed states in America. Newsflash, New York and California did not make the list. What a surprise. Now, obviously, I can see that California didn't make the list. You got the beach right there. You've got the mountains. Very good weather. Ton of great things going on that you can do outside of being stressed. And plus, that green sticky icky is legal out there. But New York, I would imagine that New York would be one of the most stressful places to live because of the prices, because of the weather because of the crime. You know, what do you think? Right? I'm going to post on the screen right now what are the top 10 most stressed out cities, or excuse me, states. But I'll give you a little bit of a preview here. The number one top stressed out place is Mississippi. Go figure. And you can pay me anything to move to Mississippi. I would never ever move to a place like Mississippi. You couldn't get me out there if you paid me. You could give me a free house. I'll probably just rent it out to somebody else. Isn't that cool right there? Things moving pretty fast. You couldn't pay to get me out to Mississippi. That's for sure. What's your stress level right now? Hopefully it's not too high for everything going on in the economy right now. High prices, inflation. If you don't own a house, you got to deal with stuff like this, and people telling you it's a deal. 8.5%, $4,000 a month. That's a deal. All right. Okay. Now, lastly, in my last video, I talked to you about what Bitcoin was getting ready to do. Now, some of you, you're not really into the crypto markets. I get it. But you missed out on a ton of money. And I encourage everybody, especially those of you who don't own a home, you've got to do something to offset the wealth accumulation. See, when you own a home, obviously, it's like a forced savings account, right? You pay your mortgage every single month, you're building equity, you're building stuff for the future. So if you're not ready to buy, which I get it, most people aren't. If you're one of the people who you don't want a mortgage right now, you're just going to rent, be smart about it. Get into the markets, learn how to invest, because Bitcoin, as of my last video, has gone up over 10%. Not to mention the other stock that I mentioned, Marathon Digital, is up 20%. And that's just between yesterday and today. But the truth is, we're in the battle of the ultimate haves versus the have-nots. Whatever side you're on, you better make sure you stay protected. Because what's coming in the next 12 to 18 months is going to shock everybody. Either we're going to see this thing explode upwards, or we're going to see it come all the way down. What do you think is going to happen?